give it to Larry sometime, okay? If you've got any questions, see Larry, and he can help you out, okay? I guess none of the others are here, Mr. Tipton, Mr. Peters, Ms. Copus.
Peters, talking on got communication today, and I get with Larry, I think he'll be worked out with before next meeting. Got some facts from Larry, which I was pretty clear on, but he cleared that, and I got all the statements from, it's at the courthouse, got copies of all those two modular and all, double wide. And we're correct, it's been a modular, a park like that, you can take in and out those, update those mobile homes and use those, and we talked about maybe, revise it, I told it to be a big improvement and update. I think that'll get worked out here next week.
So Robert Tipton might be along a little later.
Okay.
What is the time limit on filling that out?
Larry, when would you like it back?
Can you get it back to me in a week? Let me know what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Yes.
By the end of this week? Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, I can leave now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you would like.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Good.
All right, anybody else present that's not on the agenda that would like to just address the commission?
Is Tipton on Marvin?
Yeah, he's in
Chris,
Crystal Lake. He's in, he was in Maryland today on business, but he said he might get here late, and we can take care of him if he gets here before
Does he
we adjourn.
give you any kind of indication on this thing at all?
No,
I went there, they built a fort like over at that camper and all, but
That's the same thing, he said doesn't have any money.
nothing been done.
Yeah, that's what Robert's problem is, no
Three
money.
layers of blocks, and that's tough.
I checked into HUD housing help, and they don't qualify because they don't build houses from scratch.
Now, did
They
he,
do repair houses and that sort of thing, but they don't build houses from scratch.
he bought that from, I bet he owes probably, I mean, I don't know anything about it, but I mean, if he, a lot of those programs won't be able to help you real much on the property anyway, would they?
Sometimes they do.
Sometimes.
They don't care a lot about it. They just want to claim
No, I
it.
mean, but he owes a lot.
They want to pay everything. This ordinance, Larry got me out a copy of it to review, and the ordinance anticipates that if they don't do something within the time frame of their plan, and of course he's supposed to do this within a week, the original time frame is within 90 days of the loss. And then that should specify how long it's gonna take them, and if they can't comply with that, then they're supposed to come back every 60 days. So, as a general rule with these folks, what that's designed to do is if they're not doing anything, it's just make them come back every 60 days, and they're gonna get tired of that after a while and do something. So we just need to keep making them come in.
And it's been a while on that.
Yeah, all of
Been
it.
a long while.
Probably been
Well,
a
it's,
year.
the idea is 90 days to file the plan, then if you can't complete the plan, then every 60 days, come back and report. And, you know, most people don't wanna do that, so there's built within that structure the encouragement to go ahead and do something.
And once we sent the letter out on cleanup though, what, is that the same thing on it too?
But it says that in the remedy is if the property owner doesn't comply with the provisions of the ordinance or complete the plan, the town can remove the debris and charge back the cost to the landowner.
So that would put a lien against the property in case there's some.
I've told them that over and over, especially Dorothy and some of the property owners that it's gonna keep on, but I've been there, had to times explain to them and give a runaround about her brother and her and different things like that, so I don't know how long you keep going back and telling them all that.
Bring them in and see if we can get them to come to next, the three that didn't get here tonight or two, whatever.
If you don't
Try
have
to get
time.
them here next month.
Can we send a car out for them if they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just coming up time and time again.
Oh, we've been doing it for you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Try to get the plan in and then make them come in every couple of months, and at some point in time, we just have to go to step 3.
We'll do like John C. does, they go in there and clean it up and file it,
Charge.
file
Yeah,
it against
file
the
a
property.
lien. That's
Well, that's what I keep telling
City
them.
ordinance, we can do it if we want to.
Ms. Copas, I've told them.
That's what we should be doing.
Yeah.
I'd like to voice an opinion on that.
because, you know, when we discussed this about 2 months ago, we discussed the point that we don't want people to be leaving town. Well, we also don't want the trash to be staying in town. We wanna separate one from the other. If you got people that won't, do something, then we need to do something about that, rather than taking care of, doing something to keep them around, even though their property looks like trash.
All right, any other questions or discussion on that? All right, let's move on then. Old business, we don't have any. Unfinished business, none. New business. Consider approval of Ellis and Dorothy Murphy plat.
He's trying to get his driveway out the other road. I talked to him.
Take a couple down to this end. You got a board?
Yeah, everything is in order on these, both of these. On this first one, the only thing is the scale. We still have that requirement in our sub-regs that it always has to be 1 inch equals 100 feet, which I'd like the planning commission to consider making a motion to look at changing that, because most of the communities are going to making it at least 1 inch equals 100 feet to give some flexibility to surveyors. For instance, on this one, if Mr. Treadway had made it 1 inch equals 100 feet, you couldn't read it because it's so small. And so if we could make that change, that's after considering this. Everything else is in order, and I'd recommend approval on it. That's the only thing off. And then it also doesn't have TDEC certification because it's already certified and the lots are getting bigger.
Make a motion to accept.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Larry?
Billy Harkins,
Yes.
Lyle Wilcox.
Yes.
Bob Salley,
Yes.
Pauline Stierwald,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hobson, Mayor Lynch,
Yes.
Secretary Norman,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ramsey,
Yes.
Chair Hobson.
Yes. That motion carries. Next is the approval of Richard and Faye Anderson plat.
Here's another one with all the signatures on it too for her.
On this one, it's on Unicoi Drive near the interstate. Alyssa Jane Hodge is selling part of her property to Richard and Faye Anderson. And this is not gonna be a standalone lot, it's to be added to their existing lot. So it's just showing the property to be added. It has the same thing with the scale. It's 1 inch equals 40 feet and TDEC as well.
I can't either, I can't think.
That's
Where's
where's
Richard's house?
Where
at?
the,
Where's the house
it's where the food truck sits.
Ah, okay, got you.
Where the?
Oh,
down past
barbecue.
That's the gravel road that goes up there behind the apartments, isn't it? I could never figure what.
Go behind the apartments?
That's what I was trying to figure out gravel road was, that's why I couldn't place it either.
Does it go to different places?
I think that's right, yeah, alongside the building.
Other than the trees cut down originally, it went up. It doesn't go to the apartments, it goes to the old barn.
Is their house, their whole
Barn
barn
up on here.
You know, the barn that you
okay.
can see when you drive
That
in.
orange, yeah,
And
okay.
then, of course, she's got another,
Which house over here?
entrance to that.
They're on that barn.
Oh, okay.
That was one of the things here, he was trying to cut
Okay, so
off
this is-
people that were driving up in there, sort of hanging around and stuff. So that's part of this, to make sure that they keep that, those people from up there on the interstate.
Hey, Dick, is that, where they used to have those meters, is that on that property or on down here? Where they had the trucks set up, milk
It's
trucks?
on this property. They call them the old charging station for
Yeah.
the milk truck. You know, you got the little canopy there now.
So that's who owned that then?
It all went, it was all part of Arnold's,
Yeah.
you know, and then Jade is Jeff's
Yeah.
daughter, and she inherited that portion of it.
So Jack just rents that, puts them trees down on Richards.
Jack had, the tree set on Richard,
Yeah.
and then, the food truck sets on, this piece. And it stops off before we get up to the old feed store.
Yeah. I make a motion to approve it.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Larry?
Colleen Stillwell,
Yes.
Lyle Wilcox,
Yes.
Bob Sally,
Yes.
Billy Harkins,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hobson,
Yes.
Mayor Lynch,
Yes.
Secretary Norman,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ramsey,
Yes.
Chair Hobson.
Yes.
This would be a time to talk about the
Yeah, we can,
change
talk
of
about that now or at the end.
flag, fresh on our mind, Johnny, or chair, whatever.
What to the,
The scale.
change it from 1 to 100, to at least a 1 to
Sense to
100?
you? Is that what?
Most time that reads in other spots is not less than an inch equals 100.
Mhm.
That allows, gives them some play on that, putting it on a 200 scale where you really can't see anything. Anything less than that makes it larger and more legible.
Hmm.
And most of the other planning, I'd say it was an omission that's sort of been overlooked through the years, because most of the other planning commissions read the same way, not less than
Right.
an inch equals 100.
Well, I can,
Do I need to sign that one?
what I can do is if you all authorize me to, I can bring it back next planning commission meeting with a draft, and you all can sign off on that, and then I think you'll have to have a public hearing because you'll be changing the subdivision regulations. So the February meeting, it could be adopted.
Okay, I'll make a motion
Second.
for you to do that. You just said.
All right. All right, we've got a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion? Larry?
Bob Sally,
Yes.
Colleen Stillwell,
Yes.
Billy Harkins,
Yes.
Lyle Wilcox,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hobson,
Yes.
Mayor Lynch,
Yes.
Secretary Norman,
Yes.
Vice Chair Ramsey,
Yes.
Chair Hobson.
Yes. Okay, thanks, Corey. All right, moving on. Old business, we don't have any unfinished business. The growth plan committee report.
We hadn't met, I hadn't met, so.
Okay. All right. And next, we're gonna talk about the major road plan, but in order to do that, we've got to open a public hearing, so we're gonna do that. All right, at this time, open up a public hearing on the Town of Unicoi major road plan. Anybody have any questions or comments?
Well, I'm just a reporter, I'm not really a town citizen, but if you could explain to me what it is, I could report on it better.
There you go.
It is a plan that the state of Tennessee requires in order to have a planning commission. This is something that the town of Unicoi has adopted in the past. It just shows on a map your street designations and the right-of-way requirement for each designation. That's the purpose of it, so you can determine the needed right-of-way for each street depending on how heavily trafficked it is. And this, what they're voting on tonight, is to update it because it hasn't been touched since the town's first planning commission came in. So making sure that it reflects the current traffic patterns as well as the current corporate limits.
So, this 20-year-old thing being outdated, about 20 years, 15 years?
It was the first planning commission.
About an 18-year plan, so.
Let's see, report back to them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
other questions, comments, discussion?
We'll have the mass ones we outlaid, so we'll have that graph and everything once we get there. How many readings is it?
It's just tonight. It's not an ordinance, so it just stops with the planning commission, it doesn't go to the board of mayor and alderman. The planning commission approves it, they're just required to have a public hearing before, if you all choose to approve it.
I make a motion, do we approve as planned as stated?
You'll have to come back in the regular session.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, anybody, any other questions or comments? Alright, we're gonna close the public hearing and we'll go back to the board of, or to the planning commission. And now,
Is there any questions before I make a motion? If anybody got any questions on that? We got an outlay on it, or we did last month.
Discuss it.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
alright, we have a motion and a second. Discussion, questions? We are updating our road plan. Alright, Larry?
Lyle Wilcox.
Yeah.
Billy Harkins.
Yes.
Colleen Steerwall.
Yes.
Bob Solly.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Hobson.
Yes.
Mayor Lynch.
Yes.
Secretary Norman.
Yes.
Vice Chair Ramsey.
Yes.
Chair Hobson.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, you know, some of the things like that we're doing, can we not, I know we don't have space for it, but can we not, frame some of those maps we've got? I mean, all the time people wanna ask about some of the maps of roads, major roads, I mean, I just something we may be able to do here too. I don't know if we do it this way or not, we
Is
just
there
have
a
to.
way to do that, where you can get them out?
We can print, if you don't have a big copy, we can print off another big copy of this and another big copy of the zoning map if you wanna have it on file here, if somebody wants to come in.
That's what, change it, I'll just have it on file.
Right now, I just got 'em, these kind of maps right now, they're hanging in the
Uh-oh.
safe on a clamp. And I bring them out here to look at the zone or to look at roads or whatever, so. But, yeah, we could.
Do they,
get a big one.
do they, like, drive out on anything where they can?
Most of the time in the places I go to, they'll just take this and put it up with some push pins.
Right.
Yeah,
Real fancy.
because
We
it's
don't have the space to do that though.
Well, you said framed, I thought.
No, I mean, just,
Big, serious money.
we got some duct tape.
For free.
Plus, they're intended to be kind of a living map, so you don't want something that's gonna stand up there for 10 years and never change, because your zoning map is intended to change.
Changed,
So,
yeah.
We have them on various files here.
Alright, new business, we don't have any. Recorder's report.
Reporters report for December, and 2014 year-to-date, this time last year, we had 50 building permits, 3 for new residences. 2015 year-to-date, we have 39 building permits, 3 for new residences. Car charger update, no change from last month, still waiting on UT Battelle to return their signed copy. Mountain Harvest update, kitchen, we are in the final design stage right now. We had a contract, or a consultant in on Friday, and he liked a lot of the equipment we had, and he liked the floor plan we had with some minor changes, and he's making those, and they'll be done fairly soon to come back for the kitchen board to take a look at. Roadscapes, no change, we're still in the right-of-way phase. Talked to Gary Tysinger today, and he said he hadn't heard anything out of Nashville either, so. Safe routes to school, he's revising the design to fit the budget, they're still working on that, we'll probably have that first of the year to get started on. Letters sent this month on issues, none. Railroad crossing maintenance update, still no response. We held a decorating contest, last Friday night, we have the winners. I don't have them right with me now, but, we'll be announcing those in the VMA next Monday night.
They've been invited to the meeting.
They're going to be, we just got the winners back today, so we'll give them a call tomorrow and get them invited to the meeting. You asked me to look at a couple situations and also maybe have the sheriff's department look at a couple situations that were concerned with speeding. I went up to Garber Road, and it's basically 1.5 lanes, very narrow. It's also got trees and ditches right near it. And my recommendation would not drive any faster than 15 to 20 miles an hour on that road. I tried 20, it wasn't bad, but if people were going a whole lot faster than that, I can't imagine how they're staying on the road, but I mean, that's kind of complaints we've been getting. And Telamon, I went down there and looked at that, and they have a lot of cars and several buses that they park down there, so there is a lot of activity going on down there. And of course, the road is a private driveway, and her driveway is attached to it. And the only thing I could suggest to her is that she could mark it some way, no trespassing, if she knows where her line is. And I don't know if that might help or not, but at least it'll be a start. And, Nick,
We have been down there, we've stopped several people. You can't really get them speeding because where you're at, but running the stop sign and stuff, we had made, several stops and stuff, so, hopefully we can slow them down a little bit, but where it's a private drive, I mean, it's kinda hard for us to enforce it,
oh yeah, sure.
besides the stop sign, so.
Right. And, any questions on those issues? Planning Commission ethics report are due January 31st. I know a couple of you have already got your letters, you mentioned it to me, have you all had your letters? Come see Tina, let her know if there's any changes in your personal finances, and she will take care of, going online and getting that taken care of. If you can do it yourself, go right ahead. That's the recorder's report for tonight.
I have a question on the recorder's report. About 6 months ago, you reported that, or somebody reported that the guardrails would be replaced in the fall, the ones that were damaged. And they said that the one that was damaged up by where I live was not damaged by a mail truck. Well, the mail truck that I was talking about had U.S. mail written on it. It was gray in color, and it was a Jeep. And they said it belonged to the state, city or the state. And so far, the guardrail hasn't been touched. And it's been well over a year since that accident.
Yeah, I've got that on the list for Tennessee guardrails to come in.
What about the one up at-
They've been pretty busy, I guess, they haven't gotten back to me yet, I'll give them a call again.
Scott's gonna be replaced this time too, isn't it?
Scott's,
This is a state out here though, is it? We don't have anything to do with the one.
yeah, that one's torn to the ground again.
Yeah.
It's been up there for 3 weeks.
Is this the place to bring, I don't want to bring it up, not, but I had some calls lately on streetlights, one, I don't know, there and one right here, and, they went off around the neighbor about why didn't we look into 2 or 3 different streetlights in town since we wouldn't. I told them I'd bring it up, but I didn't want to bring it up tonight or at the BMA, well, they can come to BMA as far as I'm concerned, but they were talking about y'all can spend money on this, but you can't put a street light up, and they said it's dangerous, some of these intersections are dangerous at night. And they mentioned that where that guardrail's tore out there, that, I don't know, there's a light out there, I thought somewhere there.
I don't think a light's gonna
No, I told
keep
them
that guardrail,
no,
so
but
it's
street lights, talking about street lights here,
those
I mean,
big trucks
traffic
turning and not-
intersections, you know.
I love the way they introduce that to you. Y'all spend money on this and that, but you won't let them do that.
That's what I just.
So all I gotta
I just
say
assumed
is you consider putting up a street light.
They talking
Now,
about
we
one here.
did put one up at Scott Lane, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because I think that did help some.
that helped, they said that helped up there, but they talking about here at the hardware store and one there, they talking about 2 or 3 places, that's why I.
But you also go back to the fact, how many wrecks have we had there, and it being dark and stuff, I mean, we don't have a problem out of it really, I mean. as
You
far
look
as
into
team-
that on those ones he's talking about,
Talking about-
and see.
They're talking about here at the hardware store. They give me here at this intersection here and that intersection there, Maple Grove or whatever, you know.
And we'll put up a red light.
Speed cameras, we got.
Yeah.
Red lights, big cameras.
There you go.
You need to-
Don't speed camera, don't need a red light camera if you don't have a red light.
Yes, ma'am.
Every year, we'll turn the camera on.
Up here at this nasty turn place. Exactly, what are they doing? It's nasty
Nasty
turn.
tire place.
What are they doing? Inquiring minds want to know.
I think
Some of the
they're
neighbors-
handling nasty tires evidently.
Well, some of the neighbors worry about drug trafficking or something.
guess like, that's a possibility anywhere, and that's one of those things that are going on, they're usually under the sheriff's jurisdiction.
There's been a change,
Yeah.
there's been a change of ownership. So, it hadn't changed, the appearance hadn't changed in a whole
The people
while.
haven't changed either.
Yes, I
The
don't
people
see them
haven't
doing
Yeah,
anything
but
up there.
supposedly.
I don't see them working on the firing.
I'm, if they move, I'm gonna open me a tire store so I can buy me a new car.
Also, I think the people with the horses, they've partially moved, the horses are gone.
Yeah, they're out there.
There's grass
They're out
growing
there.
out there.
Yeah.
There's grass growing out there
They're
now.
up here on this lot beside the,
Yeah.
front of the funeral home there.
Oh, has the family moved or just the horses?
Just the horses.
Maybe not till it's nice month, I think.
They'll probably be back.
Grass is growing this
I
spring.
noticed, grass growing back in front of that house.
Yeah.
They took part of the
So they'll be
fence.
back in the spring.
Grass, that's why the grass is growing.
Yeah.
They'll rotate the pasture, they'll be back in the yard next year.
Yeah, we could move the pasture.
But, no, that thing, this thing, the tire,
The rails are
that's an
in.
ongoing thing. I mean,
Yes, well, I don't know what they do.
Firewood.
We've got,
They've got such a mess.
They burn on weekends.
Larry's all the time talking to them up there about different problems.
They burn at night and
I
weekends.
don't know how many times I've been up there. Nick, have you been up there recently talking to him?
Yeah, he's been,
Previous deputies have
I've seen him up there
told
numerous
him,
times.
and
When I should try to start them.
Which way?
Tire store up here.
I don't know what he wants to do.
And what, the car place up there, where those cars are parking, what is that? Car lot?
They're still parking on the right of way up there.
They're not supposed to be part of
They
it.
stopped
They're
that.
not?
No.
I've seen them.
They still are.
Motorcycles were sitting there the other day.
Way up, oh, the family, old family store.
Oh, the family.
Yeah, he got that.
Yeah, I saw it. What is that, Larry?
He's loading and unloading there. He
That's
really
David
does.
Black.
Yeah.
The black is
That's
the
not
load,
local.
unload,
Yeah,
and
he's not,
unload
he's not on the
vehicles.
right of way there. He's back off the road there.
He brings them in, sells them. I mean, he sells them to dealers. He doesn't sell them to individuals,
Now, there's no,
so,
there's not much traffic down
no. No. There's no wrecks in there.
there. Except mine. So back in my car, I was sitting for a hardware store and come straight back, hit me in the door. That's the same car I hit the deer with last week.
He must have a target on it, though.
Yeah,
Somebody said that's the devil working.
Brings it a flashing
Yeah,
light lit on
they're
his
saying
car.
that's the devil working on you now.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Larry. Anything else?
I don't have anything.
Okay. Announcements.
Friday, we got the,
Town Christmas party.
town Christmas party, 1 to 4 on Friday at the visitor center, so.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.